Hi, I'm Madison McClellan, and this is my crime victimization theories. I'm going to go over the terms first. So, crime precipitation, when the person who was targeted is considered partly at fault for attracting the offender's attention prior to the attack. This is seen in rape culture a lot with the what was she wearing kind of mentality, and that it is her fault for being dressed inappropriately and attracting the attention of the offender. The next one is lifestyle exposure theory. This means that you have a lifestyle such as going to public places at night, spending time with high-risk people, working late, and it increases your exposure to criminal offenders because you're in the vicinity of people who commit the crime, or you're in a time, a day when people commit crime, and so you're more likely to be exposed to that. Next is routine activity theory. When your routine marks you as a target, doing the same thing regularly can make you a target because people will learn your routine, know when you're away from your house, and they could burglarize your house or know where you are, so they could maybe hurt you. I see this a lot. This is talked about a lot online with women, especially for influencers who post their what I did in a day type thing, because you're posting your routine online and people are going to see that, and they either are going to be a predator to you, or they're going to say, oh, they're away from their house. I also see their valuables that they post. I'm going to go rob their house, burglarize their house, sorry. Next is structural choice model. Victimization is the result of both the immediate environment and structural opportunities available to offenders. This suggests that offenders make decisions based on opportunities presented in the environment. They evaluate targets in situations such as accessibility, risk, reward, and if they may get caught before committing the crime. The next one is proximity of a crime. Being within striking distance of an offender. This can mean living in deviant areas or traveling through them, making you more likely to be exposed to becoming the victim of a crime, which leads us to exposure to a crime, which is a risk factor that emphasizes how individuals and their possessions may be left unguarded and vulnerable to attack by would-be offenders in the vicinity. Next is target attractiveness. How appealing a potential target is to a criminally inclined person. What makes a person or property desirable to an offender. Qualities such as visibility, value, and accessibility. So if you're wearing expensive jewelry or clothing, you might be more likely to be a target. If you seem like someone who wouldn't fight back, if you are not paying attention to your surroundings, if you're on your phone in a dark area, that kind of thing. And then capable guardianship. So it's the presence of physical, social, or personal measures designed to deter criminal acts. This can be hardware such as motion detectors, burglar alarms, people such as police officers, or even animals such as a dog. Okay, so the story that I found happened a few days ago in Indiana. So a son was selling a watch on Facebook Marketplace, and he'd used Facebook Marketplace regularly. He and some person online planned to meet up at his house, at the seller's house, at around 10 p.m. And the suspect came and ended up pulling a gun on the young boy, and the mom stepped between the two men and pushed the gunman off the property, and the gunman ended up shooting her and killing her as she was trying to retreat back to her house. A few things I noticed, obviously, I'm not victim blaming, but was kind of what I just talked about, was exposure, structural choice, and even attractiveness. Although we think our houses are safe, they can very easily not be. It's not the most visible area. You're not in a public park or restaurant or Walmart, you know what I mean? It's not as public as we think it is. Also, having the meetup time being around 10 p.m. It's dark, and so for criminals, they see that darkness as less visibility. And then lastly, you don't know who you're meeting up with on Facebook Marketplace, because Facebook, you don't have to verify your identity. So I could be Daisy Samuels, but I'm not Daisy Samuels, and I'm the person who's meeting up with you. And so you have an alias and you don't actually know who you're meeting up with. And I am going to show, this is the supposed suspect. And then this is the really awesome mom. I think she looks like a bad A, but yeah, she unfortunately lost her life. And that is my theories.